Wow, I don't even know where to begin with this one. Let's talk about my experience of the 4th of July as a Brit.
I love how all the Europeans that are here for the World Cup are like, this is the most patriotic country ever. I've never seen anything like it. Meanwhile,
he signed the Declaration of Independence. A British man, 250 years later, signed it. That is what the 4th of July does to people who experience it for the very first time. It does not matter where you are from. It does not matter what you were told. The moment you are standing inside it, the fireworks going off overhead, strangers handing you beers, everyone around you saying Happy 4th, something happens to you. And today we are watching as Europeans discover exactly what that something is.
Wow, I don't even know where to begin with this one. Let's talk about my experience of the 4th of July as a Brit. Yesterday was the most American day I've ever experienced, and I'm still not fully convinced it actually happened. So I woke up with a coffee, and within about 30 seconds, a stranger had swapped it for a Bud Light. I don't know if that was hospitality or an initiation ceremony. In Britain, a neighbour might borrow your lawnmower. In America, they look at you and think, that man needs a beer before breakfast. Then we went to a fair, and I dunked the king. Now, as a Brit, I don't think HR back home is going to be too pleased with that one. Then I signed the Declaration of Independence. Imagine explaining that to my ancestors. 250 years later, and another Brit's gone over there and signed it. Then the night finished in the most American way possible, setting off our own fireworks. For the first time ever, may I add. And yes, we ran away, alright? But look, in every American film I've ever watched, Americans light the fuse and start sprinting. I just assumed that was the official procedure. Turns out Americans don't panic. Brits just hear one hiss and suddenly we're qualifying for the Olympic 100 metres. But what was special is everywhere we went all day, people just said Happy 4th. And I had never heard that before in my life. Everyone was smiling, everyone wanted to enjoy the day. Back home, if somebody smiled at me, I'm immediately checking if my wallet's still there. I will genuinely never forget experiencing the 250th 4th of July. America, you are absolutely mental. And I mean that as the biggest compliment possible. Thank you for letting this confused Brit be a part of it.
I love
Happy
how
4th.
all the Europeans that are here for the World Cup are like, this is the most patriotic country ever. I've never seen anything like it. Meanwhile, Americans are like, patriotism is dead. Nobody cares about this country anymore. And that's not true. So many of us care so deeply about this country. We just got some bugs to figure out, just like, anybody else. But like, if you guys think you've seen patriotism, just wait till tonight. This is how we do No Kings.
A Brit living in America. 4th of July.
Shout out to America for getting their freedom from us. Sorry about that. As a Brit living in America, 4th of July comes around and it's bizarre. Oh my gosh, that was really good. I get to sit on my rooftop and watch a whole firework display. Check this out.
Sorry about that. Said by a British watching American firework, American rooftop on American Independence Day. There is something beautiful about that sentence. The country that fought for freedom from Britain has now become the place where British people choose to live. And on the day that celebrates that freedom, they sit on their rooftops and watch the sky explode and say, sorry about that. Now let me show you what happens when a European experiences the 4th of July for the very first time and genuinely cannot process what is happening.
Also, I have just come back from the parade for the 4th of July. I am in Florida, and what I have seen was absolutely crazy. First of all, they are just throwing the candy in the water out into the street. I saw a child, a small girl, be hit in the face with a water bottle. She started crying. There is no way that this is allowed, but it was so cool, so fun. They just started spraying the water out into the open, like from a fire truck or something. I will show a video. There was a woman in front of me, thank God I was not at the front of the line, and she is soaking wet. And everything was so American. Everyone was wearing the red, white, and the blue. And they had the different the boats, the floats, for every American thing you can imagine. The Democrats, the Republicans, the Department for Mosquitoes, they have that in Florida. I had no idea. We need that in Germany. They had the veterans, the car dealerships. They had the boat for everything. In the music, it honestly, many of the time, it was not even American music. I heard Black Sabbath and many rock and roll bands. Like, it was very entertaining. It was quite the experience, I have to say. The American pride was wirklich something to experience.
The Department for Mosquitoes. In America, Even the mosquito control department gets a float in the parade. That is not just patriotism. That is a country that celebrates everything about itself, the serious and the ridiculous, with equal enthusiasm. And Europeans watching it for the first time cannot decide whether to laugh or cry or both. If you are still watching this and you have not hit subscribe yet, I respect your dedication to being difficult, but hit the button. Every day on this channel, we are pulling back the curtain on what the world really thinks about America. Not what the media says, not what the headlines push. So subscribe, and do not miss what is coming next. And then comes the moment that breaks every European who has never experienced an American 4th of July. The fireworks. Not the kind you see at a display. The kind that go off in every backyard, on every street, in every city across an entire country at the same time.
It's beautiful. You do this every year?
Yeah, every year.
Happy 4th of July!
Happy 4th of July.
Oh God, thanks Angie, look. Vicky, Elise, Johan, look. They got fireworks going off for me because I got here the other day.
She beautiful. Fucking clown show, and everybody's gonna get blown up on these goddamn things. The fucking B1! Blow that shit up! You haven't seen anything like it. Oh God, these ones are twirling. 45 seconds.
Y'all, the Europeans are going to experience 4th of July. Oh my God, America's 250th 4th of July. Are you kidding me? I don't think the European mind is going to be able to comprehend the sheer amount of fireworks that are launched into our airspace. like they're already freaking out about Wendy's, Buc-ee's, and Ranch. There's surely going to be some bombs bursting in air. Let me tell you that, dude. The 250th anniversary? Oh my God, I'm so excited for them.
Going to be able to comprehend the sheer amount of fireworks that are launched into the European mind cannot comprehend it. That is not an exaggeration. In Europe, fireworks are an event. Scheduled, controlled, contained. In America, fireworks are a rite. Personal, loud, everywhere, all night. And Europeans who show up thinking they have seen fireworks before have never seen fireworks. This is what it actually looks like from the inside. A British couple, Lake Tahoe, their first ever American 4th of July.
We experienced the crazy wildness in the day of 4th of July.
And we're now ready to experience the fireworks at night time in the boat, Lake Tahoe. We are so excited.
We're so buzzing.
Oh my God.
By the way, you guys know how to party. Today was absolutely wild. I actually couldn't really believe what I was witnessing most of the time.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was wild.
There's only one word for it, and the word is wild.
But anyway,
Wild.
let's go see.
That is the only word she had. After an entire day of parades and barbecues and candy thrown from floats and water sprayed from fire trucks and fireworks going off in every direction. Wild. And she means it as the highest possible compliment. Now here is the moment that this whole video has been building toward. A British man who experienced the 4th of July and finally understood what it actually means. Not just the fireworks, not just the party, the feeling underneath all of it.
Day one, and my question ended in tears.
I really like 4th of July. It's my favorite holiday, and I would be really sad if we didn't have that.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the 4th of July because basically I'm campaigning. I think you guys should come back under British rule and we will rename 4th of July Dependence Day.
I think it would be a hard sell for me. I like it so much. I'm just moved to tears. I love America. I just think that if we go back under British rule, all the people that have fought for our country, and like so many people died for us to be free, and like that's just so sad to them if we just go back under British rule.
She cried, not because of the fireworks, not because of the food, not because of the parade, because she finally understood what the 4th of July is really about. People died for this, for the right to celebrate, for the right to be free, for the right to stand in a backyard on a summer night and watch the sky light up and feel something that no other country celebrates quite like this one. And this is the clip that says everything. A man who has lived in America, talking about what European visitors are discovering this 4th of July, and what he wants every American to remember about their own country.
All right, Harley, how was your
second 4th of July.
4th of July.
250.
250, a special one. An absolute sense of patriotism like no other. You feel it in your bones. And like you get that regularly anyway, but on an event like this and a day like this, it's just like peak level patriotism. Yeah.
You feel it in your bones. That is what the 4th of July does. It is not just a holiday. It is not just fireworks and barbecue and strangers handing you beers at 8 in the morning. It is the one day a year when an entire country stops everything and remembers what it fought for. And Europeans who show up expecting a party leave understanding something they never expected to feel. Pride. Not their own pride. America's. Here is what this video is really about. Europeans arrive in America on the 4th of July not knowing what to expect. They see the flags. They hear the fireworks. They eat barbecue. They get handed a beer by a stranger at 8 in the morning. And somewhere in the middle of all of it, between the parade float for mosquito control and the fireworks going off at 4 in the morning, and the moment when a British man signs the Declaration of Independence 250 years late. They get it. This is not just a party. This is a country that fought for the right to exist and has been celebrating that fight every single year since 1776. 250 years of the same celebration, the same fireworks, the same feeling. You feel it in your bones. And once you feel it, you finally understand why Americans could never stop celebrating it. Drop a comment below. Americans, what does the 4th of July mean to you personally? And if you are European, what was the moment during the 4th of July that made you finally understand what it is all about?